Well, Louisville, Kentucky, you're in for a treat tonight, and I'm here with one of the people that's going to make that happen, this JACKIEM JOYNER. And surprisingly, he's never been to Louisville, Kentucky, so welcome to the Derby City.
It's good to be here. I always love it when I get to perform somewhere in a city that I have never played before, so I'm looking forward to the energy that the Derby City is going to have tonight. This is just as much of a fun experience for me than it's going to be for the audience, so I can't wait to have your audience listen to my music. So this is going to be fun. I've traveled all over the world. Can't believe I haven't come to Louisville.
And I can't either. And for those who haven't had the opportunity to experience your music, tell them a little bit about, how you got started, your background, some of your influences.
Yeah, I started playing the saxophone about 35 years ago. I don't want to date myself, but, early on I started listening to artists like John Coltrane and Charlie Parker, and then I started going into more the contemporary soul artists like Grover Washington Jr. and even Kirk Whalum, even Gerald Albright. And my influences are even piano players like George Duke and bass players like Marcus Miller. And I've had the opportunity to perform with most of them. So, my style is very, I would say it airs on the R&B, gospel side, lots of soul, lots of passion, lots of fun. So, I've traveled all over the world as a touring artist. I've got about 8 albums that I've put out now. So, and I'm working on a new album too. So I'm just continuing to make music and just love what I do.
And you're being modest because you've had some #1 hits.
Yes, I did. I put my first album, Baby Soul, out in 2007. I followed that up with another album called Lil Man Soul, which spawned 2 #1 singles. I'm Waiting for You was #1 for 12 consecutive weeks, and then that followed up with Take Me There, which I will be playing tonight, by the way. That was #1 for 6 weeks. And recently, Missing You, to my surprise, also went #1. That was my most recent single that came out about 6 months ago. So, I've had a little bit of success, but, I just do what I love. I love music. This is my passion. I love playing the saxophone, the flute, and producing. I write most of my music. So, it's just a fun process. When you're writing music and when you're playing in a studio and you're recording songs, we all want to have hit songs, but I didn't think some of the songs that were hit songs would become hit songs. They surprised me, too.
One thing, when you are an artist like yourself, we've all seen it in the movies, like in the 5 Heartbeats. They're laying in the bed, and then all of a sudden they hear the song on the radio, or TLC, they're at a burger joint, and they hear the radio. Where were you when you first heard your music?
I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, and now I live in Los Angeles. I put my first single out to radio called Stay With Me Tonight, which features Peter White. And I remember 94.7 The Wave playing that song on the radio just as I was exiting the car. And I couldn't believe it because I'm like, is everyone hearing what I'm hearing? And I wanted to call my grandma and mom and sisters and, hey, I'm on the radio. So, that first experience is always special because it's like, wow, I guess I really did something, Since then, I've heard my music in everywhere, in stores, at the airport, and so it doesn't hit the same, but it still hits. Hearing your own music, in the lobby or something like that, it's like, oh wow, I remember when I was working hard to come up with that chorus or verse. So it's always special.
And the last thing, there's always rising talent coming up. What advice do you have for the next group of artists that would like to be like you?
I would say you can listen to me, and if you want it, but don't be like me, be like you. Find that you inside of what you do. As long as you love what you do and you're passionate and you're consistent and you put the work in, the sky is the limit. It really is.
Well, JACKIEM, thanks for spending some time with us. And everybody, put your hands together for Mr. JACKIEM JOYNER.